page 206, the second paragraph.
שוכן עד מרום וקדוש שמו וכתוב רננו צדיקים באדוני לישרים נאווה תהילה בפי ישרים תדלל ובדברי צדיקים תתברך ובשון חסידים תתרומם ובקרב קדושים תתקדש ובמקלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל יבר שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור.
Page 210.
ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול ותשבחות אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך אל העולמים.
211.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
אמן.
למה דברך ירדי והמלך מלכותי וכריחנו ומכונו וחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתברך בדרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כה ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעולמה ואמרו אמן.
We rise for the Baruchu on page 213. May be seated. We turn to page 221. And Simon, if you could lead us in a reading.
God's great love. Strong is the love with which you love us. Great is the care with which you care for us. You taught our ancestors and they became worthy. For their sake, for our sake, for your sake, teach us also. O source of life, have mercy upon us. Grant our hearts understanding, that we may listen and study, learn and teach, accomplish and preserve, in love, the teaching of your Torah. Enlighten our eyes, capture our hearts, unify our wills, to work your will in love that we may never be ashamed. Spread peace throughout the four corners of the earth, that all people may stand upright in their own land. For you are the God of miracles and salvation, and we testify that you are one, for you are the God of all people. Thank you, God, for choosing Israel in love as an instrument of your teaching.
Oh, go ahead. Kai.
The Shema is a very important prayer in Judaism. I like to think of the Shema as a kind of call to action, telling us to open our ears and listen. As we sing the Shema today, I want you to think of other times in your life when you can benefit from stopping to listen and think. This lesson and this prayer has been passed down to us from each generation to the next, parents telling children and them telling their children. My father taught me the Shema when I was young. I want you today to also think about what else we have been passed from our parents, grandparents, and previous generations. Think about what we might pass on to future generations, the knowledge we want to share, the lessons we want to teach, and how we want to shape the world we leave for them. We are responsible not only for ourselves in our present, but those who will come after us as well. It is important, especially in times of turmoil, to think about how we will leave things for them and the effect our actions can have on the near or even very far future.
Page 222.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shekivot Malchuto Le'olam Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha Ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, ובתיו המזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Turn to the bottom of page 229. Kai, if you could lead us.
Bringing forth. As a midwife guides a newborn to life, you brought forth our people from Egypt, the place of narrowness and bondage. As a parent, you have watched over us with love and understanding. You revealed your love for us when you parted the waters of the Sea of Reeds. We remember your saving hand and sing the song that Miriam and Moses sang, a song of joy and praise.
la צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Page 235.
שפתי תפתח ולפי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. La 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ואלוהי יעקב, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי כל חי אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידה מלך, מלך ממי ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי כל חי. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוך על הארץ, כבודו אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, רחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד טוב לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד טוב בשערך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מבינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
At this time, you're invited to continue to pray on your own. If you look through page 242 through page 267, there are a lot of very interesting, neat readings in this book, in this Siddur, and so I invite you to look at those on your own, or you can use this as an opportunity for your own silent prayers and reflections, and when you are finished, you may be seated. We are now going to turn to our Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service. We are on page 306 for that. Oh, okay. And I get Larry and Laura Green. I'd love to invite you to open the ark. Yeah. Page 306. Go ahead, you guys can lead us. Ein kamocha.
Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshatecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimach le'olam ba'ad. Adonai oz le'ama yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. Harachamim eitiva v'irtzonecha et Zion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki vecha levad batachnu, melech eram v'nisa, Adon olamim.
Please rise.
Kuma Adonai, v'yafutzu oyevecha, v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato.
Simon, Kai, when I officiated at your B'nai Mitzvah, I said the words I say to all of our B'nai Mitzvah, which comes from the first chapter of Pirkei Avot. And that chapter tells us that that Moses received the Torah at Mount Sinai from God and passed it to Joshua, who passed it to the elders, passed it to the prophets, and then eventually to the rabbis. And that the rabbis passed it down through generations since then. And why I say this is it's a charge. I hope that the students take the Sefer Torah, the Sefer Torah I hand them, and make it their own, and pass it down, and follow the values within it to be kind and good people. And that's what the two of you have done. Now, like I said, I always talk about just the first chapter of Pirkei Avot. But what the rest of Pirkei Avot is rabbis building on top of the lessons of their rabbis. So that's ultimately what every rabbi hopes for, is that their students will take the Torah and understand it better, will wrestle with it better, and make us a stronger people. And that's what the two of you have done this entire year. And so I'm going to pass you these Sefer Torah in hopes that you continue to build and that one day you will teach people about the Torah who will come after you and that they'll be able to build on your teachings as well.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti, uneromema Shema yachdav. Lecha Adonai agidula v'agivura v'atiferet v'anetzach v'hod. Yichor v'shamayim u'va'aretz, yichor v'shamayim u'va'aretz, lecha Adonai amamnata yavid naseh lechol rosh. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishtachvu, ve'hishtachvu, ve'adam raglav, kadoshu. Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishtachvu, ve'hishtachvu, le'had. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem. Shabbat shalom. Heveinu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem, Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem.
Yeah, right here. All right, you have a seat on the side there. You can.
3:14.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
You may be seated. We are in Parshat Bamidbar, also in the book of Bamidbar. We are at the very beginning of the book of Numbers, having finished the book of Leviticus last week. And so with Bamidbar, what we read about is now as the Israelites have basically finished up receiving most of the mitzvot and the Levitical commands of the book of Leviticus, they're continuing on in their journey, and they begin that journey by taking a census and counting all the tribes and all the men of fighting age. And we'll hear more about that later. We are in the Eitz Chaim Humash on, let me see, oh, there we are, page 779, which is Numbers chapter 3, verse 14. We're going to have a few Torah readers today, including our confirmands, but David Asman's going to be our first Torah reader. And thank you, I was given the honor of the first Aliyah. What an honor.
יעמוד ראשון הרב שמואל
אליעזר.
אליעזר בן גדליה
Nice job.
לכבוד התורה ראשון.
Well done.
Took me all year.
I'm almost, you're Sharona Miriam by, this is where I always screw up.
Yitzchak
Yitzhak
Umalka.
Umalka. Remember, I forget your dad's name. I always remember your mom.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Where we are.
Just think laughter.
Ah, there you go. You like to laugh. That's true. Where are we starting? Right about
no,
3:14. 3:14.
Yeah, they don't have the numbers in here.
Right over here.
Is this it?
No, no.
Yeah, that's it right there.
You knew
Should
it.
be right there.
That's why you're the rabbi.
That's why I got that. And there's a sticker.
Sorry? Verse 14, chapter 3, Numbers chapter 3, verse 14. Page 779. 779, Numbers chapter 3, verse 14. All right, shall we do this? Ready? All right. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach.
Baruch Adonai Havorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamivorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai lemor. Pekod et b'nei Levi levet avotam lemishpachotam kol zachar mi ben chodesh v'mala tif kedem. Vayifkodotam Moshe al api Adonai ka'asher tzuva Vayihu ele v'nei Levi bishmotam Gershon ukhat um'aravi Ve'ele Shemot b'nei Gershon Lemishpachotam Livani V'shim'i Uv'nei Kehat Lemishpachotam Amram V'yitzhar Chevron V'uziel Uv'nei excuse me Merari Limishpachotam Amachli Umushi Elehem Mishpachot HaLevi Levei Avotam.
I
always forget when it's me. I'm like,
am the same way.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you. We are on verse 21, still page 779. For the honor of second Aliyah, Jordan Gurdon, one of the... Or your number... No. Kai's number 4. Wait, no. Danny. Okay. But Danny, just so you know, Kai is number 4. Okay, like he's the 4th Aliyah, too. So, yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead. Kat's family. We'll figure it out.
I feel like we've been drinking scotch
So
already.
Jody and Katz. Yamdu. Do you know your Hebrew names?
I have to
Yehudit.
start early. I'll start early.
Bat Sarah. Aharon Dov. Ben Lima. The Aliyah Hasheni.
Touch and kiss.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Legershon mishpachat halivni umishpachat hashim'i elehem mishpachot hagershuni b'kudehem b'misapar kol zachar mi ben chodesh v'mala b'kudehem shiv'at alafim v'chamesh me'ot mishpachot hagershuni acharei ha'mishkan yachanu yama ונשיא בית אב לגרשוני, אל יסף בן לאל, ומשמרת פני גרשון באוהל מועד המשכן והאוהל מכסהו ומסך פתח אוהל מועד וקלעי החצר ואת מסך פתח החצר אשר על המשכן ועל המזבח סביב ואת מעתה רב לכל עבודתו.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yeshkach.
ברוכים הבאים.
For the third Aliyah, let's see, number 3, we are on verse 27, page 780. Who's our third Aliyah? Tamara Kipper, our religious school director. Ta'amud. Tamara Bat Shmuel. Is your Shmuel also? I know he's the same. So, Bat Shmuel, the Aliyah Hashlishi.
Baruchu et
This
first.
Baruchu et Adonai Havara.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Verse 27.
Amen.
Amen. Velikhat mishpachat ha'amrami umishpachat ha'itzhari umishpachat ha'chevroni umishpachat ha'ozieli elehem mishpachot hakahati. במספר כל זכר מבין חודש ומעלה שמו ענת אלפים ושש מאות שומרי משמרת הקודש משפחות בני קהת יחנו על ירך המשכן תאמנה ונשיא בית האב למשפחות הקהתי ליצפן בן עוזיאל ומשמרתם הארון והשולחן והמנורה והמזבחות וכלי הקודש אשר ישרתו בהם והמסך וכל עבודתו. ונשיאי הלוי אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן פקודת שומרי משמרת הקודש למררי משפחת המחלי ומשפחת המושי אליהם משפחות מררי ופקודיהם במספר על כל זכר מבין חודש ומעלה 6,200 ונשיא בית האב למשפחות מררי צוריאל בן אבי חיל על ירך המשכן hamishkan yachanu atzafona ufkudat mishmeret b'nei merari kar shev hamishkan uvri achav va'amudav va'adanav v'chol kelav v'chol avodato ועמודי החצר סביב ועדניהם ותעדותם ומיתריהם והחונים לפני המשכן קדמה לפני אוהל המועד מזרחה משה ואהרון ובניו שומרים משמרת המקדש למשמרת בני ישראל והזר הקרב יומת כל פקודי הלוויים אשר פקד משה ואהרון על פי אדוני למשפחותם כל זכר מבין חודש ומעלה 22 א'.
Baruch hu atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshua. We are going to now be on the fourth Aliyah, which is verse 40, page 781, chapter 3, verse 40. And our next Torah chanter and also our next Aliyah will be Kai Gurin. Ya Amod. What's your Hebrew name again? Gal Ben Yehuda, the Aliyah Revi'i.
Here we are.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, Bekod kol bechor zachar livnei Yisrael, Niben chodesh v'amala v'sa et mispar shemotam, V'lakachta et havi'im li ani Adonai, Tachat kol bechor bivnei Yisrael, Ve'et behemat havi'im, Tachat kol bechor, Behemat b'nei Yisrael. Vayifkod Moshe, Ka'asher, Siva Adonai oto, Et kol bechor b'nei Yisrael. Vayhi kol bechor zachar, B'mispar shemot, מבין חודש ומעלה לפקודיהם, 173,200 ומאתיים.
Mazel tov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yeshua. And for fifth Aliyah, there we go, Jordan Gurdon. And Cantor is going to be our chanter. Yeshua, great job. Oh, you're pointing? There you go. Ya Amod. What's your name?
Yehuda ben Leah.
Yehuda ben Leah Aliyah Hamishi.
Right there, touch. Perfect.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, קח את הלוויים תחת כל בכור בבני ישראל, ואת בהמת הלוויים תחת בהמתם, והיו לי הלוויים אני אדוני, ואת פדויי השלושה והשביעים והמאתיים העודפים על הלוויים מבכור בני ישראל, ולקחת חמשת שקלים לגולגולת, בשקל הקודש תיקח 20 גירה השקל, ונתת הכסף לאהרון ולבניו פדויי העודפים בהם, ויקח משה את כסף הפדיון מאת העודפים על פדויי הלוויים, מאת בכור בני ישראל לקח את הכסף 65 ו300 בשקל הקודש, וייתן משה את כסף הפדויים לאהרון ולבניו על פי אדוני, כאשר ציווה אדוני את משה.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yishkach. Let's see. 6th Aliyah. Mimi Turner, good to see you. Ta Amod. Miriam Ba Aliana La Aliyah Shishit. We are on chapter 4, verse 1, page 782.
Baruch atah Adonai. Oh, Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור, נשא את ראש בני קהת מתוך בני לוי למשפחותם לבית אבותם, מבין 30 שנה ומעלה ועד בין 50 שנה, כל בא לצבא לעשות מלאכה או באוהל מועד. זאת עבודת בני קהת באוהל מועד, קודש הקודשים. ובא אהרון ובניו בנסוע המחנה, והורידו את פרוכת המסך, וכיסו בה את ארון העדות, ונתנו עליו כיסוי אור תחש, ופרסו בגד כליל תכלת מלמעלה, ושמו בדיו ליד שולחן הבנים, יפרסו בגד תכלת ונתנו עליו את הקערות ואת הכפות ואת המנקיות ואת כיסות הנסך ולחם התמיד עליו יהיה ופרסו עליהם בגד תולעת שני וכיסו אותו במכסה אור תחש ושמו את בדיו ולקחו בגד תכלת וכיסו את מנורת המאור ואת נרותיה ואת מלקחיה את מחתותיה ואת כל כלי שמנה אשר ישרתו לה בהם ונתנו אותה ואת כל כליה אל מכסה אור תחש ונתנו אל ממות.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yeshua.
I like your tally.
Hey, for the honor of the seventh Aliyah, we are going to call up Simon Katz, and the Torah chanters will be both Cantor and Simon for this one. We're starting on verse 11, page 784. Ya'amod.
Over here?
What was that? Shalom David. Ben Aaron Dov Yehudit. Ayah Hashvi'it.
Touch the tally with your tzitzit. Perfect. And then kiss. Good. Go ahead, bless him.
Baruch et Adonai Havorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Lelam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havorach Lelam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bahar Banu Michol
Ha'amim.
Benatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'yal mizbach hazahav yifresu beged techilet v'chisu oto v'michsei or tachash v'samu et badav v'lakichu et kol keli השרת אשר ישרתו בם בקודש ונתנו אל בגד תכלת וכיסו אותם במכסה אור תחש ונתנו אלמות ודישנו את המזבח ופרסו עליו בגד ארגמן ונתנו עליו את כל גיליו אשר ישרתו עליו בהם את המחטות את המזלגות ואת היעים ואת המזרקות כל כלי המזבח ופרסו עליו כיסוי אור תחש ושמו בדיו וכילה אהרון ובניו לכסות את הקודש ואת כל כלי הקודש בנסוע המחנה ואחרי כן יבואו בני קהת לשאת לא יגעו אל הקודש ומתו אלה מסע בני קהת באוהל מועד ופקודת אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן שמן המאור וגדורת הסמים ומנחת התמיד ושמן המשחה פקודת כל המשכן וכל אשר בו בקודש ובחיליו.
וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור אל תכריתו את שבט משפחות הקהתי מתוך הלווים וזאת עשו להם, וחיו ולא יבואו.
ימותו.
ימותו. וישתם את קודש הקודשים, אהרון ובניו יבואו, ושמו אותם, איש איש על עבודתו ועל מסעו, ולא יבואו לראות קבלת הקודש והמצווה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yishkach. This time we're going to cover the Torah and turn our thoughts to those who are in need of healing of the mind, body, and spirit, and those who are in a period of recovery as well. We are in the Siddur on page 467.
מי שברך אבותינו ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל אברהם יצחק ויעקב ויברך וירפא את כל החולים בתוכנו ואת כל הסובלים מאיידס או סרטן או מחלה מסוכנת ייתן אדוני בינה למרפאים אומץ ואמונה לחולים אהבה וחוזק לנו לכל אהוביהם אדוני אלוהינו שים רוחך ועל כל החולים ונחמם יכירו ונכיר סימן רפואה שלמה רפואת הנפש רפואת הגוף במהרה בקרוב ואמרו Amen.
God, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, bring blessing and healing to these members of our community and their loved ones. Gitolea bat Masha Chana, Chaim Yosef ben Shana Levi, Gila Chaya bat Mordechai Leib v'Gilulea, Aharon ben Avram v'Sara, David ben Mordechai, Saul Haragi, Jennifer Collins, Mary Jane Levy Dixon, Thomas Dixon, David Dowsett, Yitzhak Vigilski, Sharon Katz, Jeffrey W. Levy, Megan Magleby, Janet S. Morley, Shari Pedersen, Andrew Sanders, Shumei Shi, Penny Spector, and Judy Wolf. And if you have a name as well to share, I invite you to do so when I look in your direction. John? Richard? Tracy? Moshe? Jody? Danny? Susan? Carol? Gary?
Daniel Zimmer ben Rana Moshe ben Musha.
May the one who blessed, May the one who blessed our ancestors bring blessing and healing to them along with all who are ill among us, and all who are touched by AIDS, cancer, and life-threatening illness. Grant insight to those who bring healing, courage, and faith to those who live with physical or mental illness, love and strength to us and to all who love them. Let's join together in saying, God, let your spirit rest upon all who are ill and comfort them. May they and we know a time of complete healing, a healing of the body and a healing of the spirit, speedily and soon. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
We turn to the Hatzi Kaddish.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ימד יברח ידותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייך נוב יומך ובחייך בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו.
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה.
Yitbarach.
יתברך וישתבח וידבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה
Rehu.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירת ביעלמה ואמרו
Amen. And we will call up once again for our maftir. Our Torah chanter is going to be Simon Katz. We are on Numbers chapter 4, verse 17, page 784. For the honor of the Aliyah, call up Cantor Brown Levy. Ta'amod. Let's see how I do. Echazan Sharona Miriam Bat Yitzhak Umalka. Maftira.
תודה.
Let's see where we at.
We are right there, and I would just do a blessing first. Oh, hold on. We are right there. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Avrach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור, אל תכריתו את שבט משפחות הקהתי מתוך הלוויים, וזאת עשו להם, והיו ולא ימותו, וישתם את קודש הקודשים. אהרון ובניו יבואו ושמו אותם איש איש על עבודתו ועל מסעו, ולא יבואו לראות אלא את הקודש ימתו.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Yasher Koach. And we are going to now lift and dress the Torah. I'd like to invite Simon and Kai to be our Hagba and our Golel, and I'll invite you all to please rise. I'm going to be a Hagolel. Push down.
זאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. השלושה דברים, השלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם אמן. השלושה דברים, השלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם אמן. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה.
You may be seated. This time I'd like to invite Simon and Kai to teach us about Parshat B'Midbar, our Torah portion this week.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This Torah portion is about a census that Moses is commanded to take of the Israelites. The census was very important for the Israelites, and they are still very important for us today. Censuses obviously help keep track of how many people there are total, but they serve other very important functions as well. They're a good way to help better understand how communities function and where to allocate certain resources to be most helpful. For the Israelites, the census was good for knowing how many people were in each tribe, as well as their age for knowing when they could perform certain duties. This was important because many tribes had very specific and integral jobs. The Levites, for example, were tasked with taking care of the tabernacle and guarding it, a job so important that they were told that anyone who encroached on their duties was to be put to death. The census was also used to figure out how many people among the Israelites were able to bear arms should it be necessary. This portion with the census helps to reinforce the idea that every person counts and every person matters. This is a big lesson we can take away, and one that we can work towards applying to our own lives, not just for others, but for ourselves as well. Always remember that you count. I know that I have felt before like nothing I'm doing seems to matter, or that I'm not making a difference. But you do not need to always be making a massive difference in the world to matter, and that is something that I think we can forget all too often. For example, the simple act of greeting someone kindly, asking how they are doing, and treating them with hospitality can make a large difference. This is one lesson that I have always taken very close to my heart, to treat everyone with kindness first and only make judgments once you have all the information. I like to think that this makes me a somewhat easy person to talk to. And this is one of the ways I can feel that I really matter in this community. This is just a very simple, small thing that I have chosen to make a part of myself and the way that I act in the hopes of making a positive difference in other people's lives. I also have certain skills like in metalworking and other 3D fine arts that I think I could help better this community with, or others that I may become part of in the future. Rabbi has even talked to me about ways I could help repair some of the Torah dressings, which are apparently in disrepair. So today, think of some of the things you might try to do to help out other people in your community, make someone feel welcome, or just lend a helping hand. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. In this Torah portion, a census is taken of all the Israelites, and the duties of different groups are given. This portion highlights how everyone has their own role in a community to make it work. For a community to keep working, it requires everyone in it to keep doing their part, no matter how small it is. This connects to Judaism for me because I've always felt that a very important aspect of Judaism was the strong sense of community that is held between Jewish people. This portion leads into this by establishing how important everyone is and how everyone is connected in the community, no matter what they do. One way I have felt this my whole life is that I have seen my mom interact with the other people in the community and had a great standard set by that. I've always seen my mom talking to everyone and getting involved, which really showed me what it was like to be a part of the community and how I can do the same. Growing up with a great sense of community defined Judaism for me in a way that I think highlighted the best parts of what it means to be Jewish and made them stronger. When I grow up, I plan to stay involved in the Jewish community and hope that I can contribute to the community in the same way my mom has, and to be just as involved. A way that I can accomplish this in the future is to help people get involved when they join the community, which can really make a difference in how people feel and shape how they do things in the future. Shabbat Shalom.
Simon, Kai, thank you so much for the wonderful teaching, those wonderful teachings, and I think a really important reminder that every person in our community does matter to help make our synagogue such a special place, and I think you really captured that, which is part of the message of our Torah portion. Thank you so much. We are going to turn now to our Haftarah. Cantor is going to be leading us in that. We're on page 787 of the Eitz Chaim Chumash, which is Hosea chapter 2, verse 1 through verse 22.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim v'ratza v'divrehem הנאמרים באמת Baruch atah Adonai הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק והיה מספר בני ישראל ככל הים, אשר לא יימד ולא ייספר, והיה במקום אשר יאמר להם נעמי אתם, יאמר להם בני אל חי, ונקבצו בני יהודה בני ישראל יחדיו, ושמו להם ראש אחד ועלו מן הארץ, כי גדול יום יזרעאל. אמרו לאחיכם עמי, ולאחותיכם רוחמה. ריבו ועמכם ריבו, כי היא לא אשתי ואנוכי לא אישה, ותסר זנוניה מפניה ונעפופיה מבין שדיה. פן אף שיתנה ארומה, והצגתיה כיום היוולדה, ושמתיה כמדבר, ושתיה כארציה, והמיתיה בת שמה. ואת בניה ולא ארחם, כי בני זנונים המה, כי זונתה עמם, אבישה והורתם, כי אמרה אלך אחרי, מהווי נותני לחמי וממי, צמרי ופשתי שמני ושיקויי. לכן ניסח את דרכך בסירים, וגדרתי את גדרה, ונתיבותיה לא תמצא. ורדפה את מאהביה ולא תשיג אותם, וביקשתם ולא תמצא. ואמרה אלך ואשובה אל אישי הראשון, כי טוב לי אז מעתה. והיא לא ידעה כי אנוכי נתתי לה הדגן והתירוש והיצהר וכסף הרביתי לה, וזהב עשו לבעל. לכן אשוב ולקחתי דגני בעיתו ותירושי במועדו, והצלתי את צמרי ופשתי לכסות את ערוותה. ועתה אגלה את נבלותה לעיני מאהביה, ואיש לא יצילנה מידי. והשבתי כל משושה, חגה חודשה ושבתה וכל מועדה. והשימותי גפנה ותאנתה אשר אמרה, אתנה המה לי אשר נתנו לי מאהבי, ושמתים ליער ואכלתם חיית השדה. ופקדתי עליה את ימי הבעלים אשר תקתי להם, ותעד נשמה וכלייתה ותלך אחרי מאהביה, ואותי שכחה נאום אדוני. לכן הנה אנוכי מפתיה, והולכתיה המדבר, ודיברתי על ליבה. ונתתי לה את כרמיה משם, ואת עמק אחור לבטח תקווה, וענתה שמה כימי נעוריה, וכיום עלותה מארץ מצרים. והיה ביום ההוא נאום אדוני, תקראי אישי ולא תקראי לי עוד בעלי, והסירותי את שמות הבעלים מפיה, ולא יזכרו עוד בשמם. וחרתי להם ברית ביום ההוא, עם חיית השדה ועם עוף השמיים, ורמס האדמה, וקשת וחרב ומלחמה אשבור מן הארץ, והשכבתים לבטח. וארסתיך לי לעולם, וארסתיך לי בצדק ובמשפט ובחסד וברחמים, וארשתיך לי באמונה, וידעת את אדוני. ברוך תהיה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העולמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה אדוני אלוהינו, ונאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד מדבריך, אחור לא ישוב ריקם, כי הם מלך נאמן ורחמן אתה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הנאמן בכל דבריו. רחם על ציון כי בית חיינו, ולעלובת נפש תושיע במהרה בימינו. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח ציון בבניה. שמחנו אדוני אלוהינו, ואליהו בנבי עבדך, ובמלכות בית דוד משיחך. במהרה יבוא ויגל ליבנו, על גיסו לא ישב זר, ולא ינחלו עוד החייבים את כבודו. כי בשם קודשך נשבעת לו, שלא יכפה נראה לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן דוד. על התורה ועל עבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
Go. Again, Shabbat Shalom. This is a year ago, I was very much excited. I love teaching confirmation, by the way. I guess prior to my arrival here, it wasn't typical for the rabbi to teach confirmation class, and that was one of the changes that was important to me because I absolutely love teaching this class and love getting to know the students and bonding with them and studying with them and getting that experience. And I was very excited going into this year to teach confirmation because this was going to be the first confirmation class where I had officiated each student's B'nai Mitzvah in that class, this being my fourth year here. And last year there were a few students whose B'nai Mitzvah I had officiated and a few where I hadn't. And so I was so excited. And typically we have, on average, I'd say 8 students or so in our confirmation class. 2 years ago it was 6, last year it was 9, 3 years ago it was 12. It just kind of varies based off the year and the size of the class. And so I was thinking about all those students and I was so excited. And then we got the registration and we had one student registered, Simon Katz. And I was going, did I do that bad of a job? They don't want nothing to do with me? So I asked Stammer and Danny, I said, well, where's Emily Fisher? Where's Hayden Garber? Where's the Johnson brothers? Where's Landon Weinfeld? And I was like, that was such a great class. I thought we hit it off so well. And I was told 7 families from that class moved away. 7. Again, I hope it wasn't anything I said. But we had all these rock star students. And so we had conversations. Should we do this? We called a few other people, and Kai decided to join the class too. And so I was a little unsure, and there were conversations we had of 2 students. Should we even do confirmation this year? And it was Simon and Kai who said, we would really like to do this. And every single Sunday morning, these 2 young people came and studied Torah with me. And in that kind of intimate setting, this actually, no disrespect meant to previous classes, in my 7 years of being a rabbi, I think this was the most meaningful confirmation year, because this is what we learn to do in yeshivas, is Hevruta, where we are taking a text and then not in a big discussion, but in a small, intimate group, taking apart each word. And those two did this beautifully. And we were supposed to go to Washington, D.C. That unfortunately got canceled because of Omicron. But we're going to do that next year, and hopefully you'll come with us. And this year was really a remarkable year. These two students showed an incredible amount of enthusiasm, excitement, and dedication to the study of Torah and to Jewish values, and took incredibly seriously as well the preparation for today's service. They picked the kippot we wore. They decided to pick, say, it's Pride Weekend. We should use that Siddur Shar Zahav. That was their choice. And to work really hard on their speeches and their Torah chanting. And so I'm immensely proud of the two of you. And I think, I'm so glad that not only we decided to do this year, but to see how the two of you have grown in it and really helped me grow as a rabbi as well. And we are really blessed to have the two of you in our community, and I'm so glad that you're a part of this confirmation class. And before we give you some gifts and I say some private personal words to each of you, I want to invite up Tamara Kipper, our director of our Rafi Schwartz Religious School.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As each of you has passed through the stages of religious education and now gone through confirmation, know that this is a major accomplishment of making Jewish learning a lifelong process. From learning the Aleph Bet to having your B'nai Mitzvahs, you are receiving your ticket to a higher understanding of Judaism. My hope for you is to continue to carry your strong sense of pride of being Jewish and develop the desire and commitment to be a part of the Jewish people now and in the future. Mazel tov.
Thank you. And so Tamara's going to read your name on the certificate, and we have a couple of gifts for each of you as well. One of them is a personal siddur called On the Doorpost of Your House. This was actually given to me when I was confirmed, and this book, it really actually changed my life a lot. It's a personal siddur that has blessings and prayers in it for when you feel moments of anxiety, when you are excited, when you have started a new relationship, when you are putting a mezuzah on your home, etc., etc. And there's been no prayer book that I've personally used more in my life than this one, including when last year, actually a year ago, next week, when we were frantically packing our bags because we thought that we had another week till my daughter showed up, and she decided to come into the world a week early, and we were grabbing everything we needed to go to the hospital. I grabbed this book as well because and threw it in our bag because there's a blessing in there on welcoming your child. And so this book, I hope, will be with you as it's been with me throughout my life, too. Are we giving them anything else, or is it
Just that.
okay? And so go ahead if you want to.
All right, Kai Gerton. Here's yours.
So hold on. And Kai, I just want to tell you that it's been such a pleasure to be on this journey. Some special moments preparing for your love. It's been amazing to connect together.
Simon Katz.
I'd like to invite Simon and Kai to come back over here. And before we return the Torah to the Ark, I'd like to share with you the words that we did, that I did, and when you were called to the Torah as bar mitzvah, and share with you our holiest prayer, our oldest prayer, I should say, that we use for some of our most special moments.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Simon and Kai, may God always bless you and keep you safe.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka.
Just as I always see you smiling when you come into this building and when you're among your Jewish community, we hope that God will always smile on the two of you and be kind to you as well. And as you continue your Jewish learning, continue your study, I hope that you take the tools that you have attained from our religious school in your training here and use those Jewish values to make our world a better place. And that in doing so, God grants you the most precious gift of all, a lifelong journey filled with peace. And together let's say, Amen. This time I'm going to invite Simon and Kai to open the Ark for us, and we're going to return the Torah to the Ark. We're on page 331. I'll invite you to please rise. You may be seated. At this time, I want to acknowledge our staff who I see here. Thank you, Cantor, for leading beautifully alongside me and our students today. Also, I see Tamara Kipper, our religious school director. I saw Lisa Kaufman. I think Meriden Romney's here too somewhere, probably helping. Nope, just Lisa helping set up lunch. And we have lunch afterwards. And William Calderon, our new director of maintenance. Please find a chance to introduce yourself to William. He's a great guy, great part of our community. And let me see here. Of course, Danny Berman, our the executive director as well. And thanks to Salt Lake City Police Department for being here to keep us safe. And I've seen a few, and Cantor Loeb, nice to see you, our Cantor Emeritus. And not to mention, of course, our Teacher of the Year, Tracy Blocken over there from Rafi Schwartz Religious School.
Yay.
And I see a few board members here today as well. I saw Tom Jacobson a little bit earlier, and also I see Larry Green, and of course, John Mertens. And I would love to invite John, who's the president of our board, to share some announcements with our community.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. I will say I contacted those 7 families that moved away. They said it had nothing to do with the rabbi. It was the new board president they were trying to get away from. So sorry to those of you who could not get away. Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov to our confirmands, Kai Gerten and Simon Katz and their families. It's nice to see all of you here today. Thank you to Rabbi Spector and Cantor Brown Levy for leading our service today. Our Shamash Danny Berman, our usher Larry Green, our Torah readers David Asman, Kai Gerten, Simon Katz, and Cantor Brown Levy. Our Haftarah reader Cantor Brown Levy, and everyone who participated in our services. Tonight at 8 p.m., join us as we celebrate the beginning of Shavuot with cheesecake, a Ma'ariv service, and study with Rabbi Spector, Cantor Loeb, and Cantor Brown Levy. On Sunday, June 5th, our Shavuot Day 1 service will begin at 9:30 a.m. And on Monday, June 6th, our Shavuot Day 2 and Yizkor service will begin at 7:30 a.m. Please be prompt to help us make a minyan. On Tuesday, June 7th, celebrate Shavuot with our Rosh Chodesh women's group. Is there a... I'm not sure, but ask Lisa. Lisa's running through till now. All right, ask Lisa for the time. We will be holding an active shooter training presentation on Sunday, June 12th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. here at Kolami. The Salt Lake City Police Department will be training us and staff members and the community. Save the date for our in-person session with Marty Tannenbaum on Tuesday, June 21st at 6:30 p.m. for a prayer writing workshop. Our congregational Israel trip is back on for summer of 2023. Come and learn about our trip with Rabbi Spector and Laura Green on Wednesday, June 22nd at 7 p.m. We are looking for a few more hosts for our summer Shabbatot. Friday night Erev Shabbat services throughout the summer will take place at congregant homes or other special locations. Let us know if you would like to be a host. Our first summer Shabbat will be held on June 24th at the home of Rabbi Sam Spector and Jill Spector. Our preschool is growing and we're hiring teachers and teachers' aides. Please contact the office for more information. Check your emails and our website to learn more about these and other upcoming programs. At the conclusion of our services today, please join us for a Kiddush sponsored by the congregation in honor of our confirmands. As always, we thank our volunteers and donors for all that you do to help us fulfill our Kolami mission and vision. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you and your leadership.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We are going to move into the concluding part of our service. We are on page 472 for Ein Kelohenu.
Anybody here besides them? No, I guess not.
Yeah, we got one kid back.
Just pull it out here and the book is stuck.
Yep.
Ein Kelohenu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kimalkeinu, ein Kamoshienu, mi Eloheinu, mi Kadonenu, mi Kimalkeinu, mi Kamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Page 482. Hi, and Simon, will you open the ark for us, please, for Elenu? Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. And as we are also in Pride Weekend, I'd like to offer this reading. Oh God, remember today those members of our families and our communities who were martyred in years past because of their sexual or gender identity, those murdered by fanatics in the Middle Ages, those who perished in the Holocaust, and those struck down in our own cities in our own time. Remember also those who took their own lives, driven to despair by a world that they felt hated them. And in mercy, remember those who lived lives of loneliness, repressing their true nature and refraining from sharing their love with one another. O God, watch over the souls of these loved ones, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and help us bring an end to hate and oppression of every kind. And at this time, we also think of those whom death has recently taken from us, and those who have died in this season in years past, and those who we draw into our hearts with our own. And we remember, too, all the people over the last couple of weeks who've been killed in the many mass shootings in our country. If you hear the name of a loved one, I invite you to rise upon hearing their name. In Period Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning, we remember Evelyn Victor Osherow, mother of Jackie Osherow, Jeffrey Fuden, father of Hannah Fuden, William J. Mike Schroeder, uncle of Liz Page. And this week, we commemorate the following yahrzeits anniversary of passing of these loved ones. William Arnovich, Americus Birdwell, Robert Bobby Bitton, Bernie Dorman, Lulu Dyer, Ray Snyder Gelman, Samuel Greenhut, Ben Harris, Evelyn Leslie, Belle Lobel, Solomon Lubner, Esther Medaway, Frederick C. Nelson, Mark Orwashel, Anna Maston Palmer, Hans Pick, Robert Poff, Morris Rosenblatt, Harry Silverstein, Gerald Skolnick, Harry Spiegel, Walter Marvin Tassam, and Israel Slotnick. And if you have a name to add when I look in your direction, you're invited to rise and share with our community. And if you're remembering someone you're watching from home, I invite you to share their name with us as well. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. We are on page 492. If you are in mourning or tradition to do so, you're invited to rise. Yikadah v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yimlich malchutei v'chayahon u'yamechon v'chayei dehol Beit Yisrael v'agalah u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam Omei Omaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha B'rehu Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nehemata Da'ami Ram Be'alma V'imru.
Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. O say shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. May the source of peace, send peace to all who are mourning. Comfort those who are bereaved. We say amen. We are going to conclude with Adon Olam, page 494. Look at that. It's right on the next page in this book. And kind Simon, everybody come over here.
Adon olam, asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nifla, le'ed nasa b'chefzo kol, hazai melech shemo nikra, ve'acharei kichlot hakol, v'vado yimloch nahara, v'hu hayam, v'hu haven, v'hu yiyeh b'tifarach. Adon olam, asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nifla, le'ed na'asa b'chefzo kol, hazai melech shemo nikra, v'hu echad v'ein sheni, le'amshilo le'achbira, v'li reshit, v'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra. Adon olam, asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nifla, le'ed na'asa b'chefzo kol, hazai melech shemo nikra, v'hu eli v'chai go'ali, v'tzur chavi b'yitzhara, v'hu nisi u'manus li, v'nat kosi b'yom ekra. Adon olam, asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nifla, le'ed na'asa b'chefzo kol, hazai melech shemo nikra, b'yado tafkid ruchi, ve'tishan ve'ira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira.
Please rise for Kiddush.
Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, grab it. Go ahead.
Should I do Vishamru first? Sure.
Here are the cantor, you choose.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם לדולה. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם לדולה. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו לדורותם בריקולה. סברי, ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. לחיים.
You sit. And Simon, I'll let you hold the challah.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתיאבון. Have a bite.
Mazel tov to our confirmands.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat
Good job.
shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov. You can just put it right there when you're done. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Ah, stuck.
It is not real wine.
Whoop. Stuck. Stuck. Can I help? Well, I'm afraid I lose. I think I got it now. Thank you. Mazel tov. How are you doing? How's the whole family? He's doing very well. It's hard to believe that school's done now, you know? Like, it just goes by so fast, you know? High school next year. I can't even believe it. How's Maxine doing?
She's good. She's in the
Fun. Are we doing something special there? Oh, how awesome is that? That is awesome. We'll have to find some time to get our families together now.
How's your husband? Is it his knee?
His knee, he's progressing, but it's a long recovery. But he's making some progress. It's a long road. But thank you for asking. Yeah. Good to see you too. Enjoy the day. Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov to you.
Thank you very much.
So proud of this wonderful individual here. Fantastic. You guys going to the parade tomorrow and all that?
Yeah.
Well, think of me when you're there. I am here doing a Jewish thing.
Oh,
because
right,
I'm
yeah,
on
the-
Shavuot.
right.
We're sort of trapped here, otherwise
I
my
know.
heart is
Otherwise,
with
yeah,
you.
I guess it just doesn't align this year because usually there's like a big Golgi presence in the parade.
I know.
And Shavuot.
Our hearts are there. You know how much we support it.
Yeah.
But there's
They
kind of
just
this
need to
major
be-
holiday that kind of got stuck in the middle of all this.
It's all
Kind of a
very
major
inconvenient.
holiday.
They need to avoid the 271 Jewish holidays on the annual calendar.
Right.
That's right. Absolutely. Holy smokes.
My
No respite.
my
Ooh.
law school reunion is during Rosh Hashanah this year.
Oh, really? But you won't be going to that, I guess.
I don't think so. It's it ends so Rosh Hashanah starts Sunday night,
Yes.
and the event ends Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
And so we'd be we'd be flying back and landing here at 6:30 and being late if we went. So
Oh my goodness.
so it's
That's hard. I know. I can't tell you how many years I've missed reunions because of holidays and. It's law school, man. Well, today is not a portion, but a date anniversary of a milestone for me. It's the anniversary of my bat mitzvah this week.
oh wow,
So,
you've been a bat mitzvah for 15 years.
oh, you are so kind. Thank you. Thank you. More like 39.
Well, say more like 19.
19, that's
Okay,
right, that's
nice,
right.
all
You know,
right.
what was it, Jack Benny was always 39 or something like that, back in the day. So,
grateful to make it this far, but like it just blows my mind that 39 years later, here I am, still doing this.
Blows my mind that we have our law, it's 15 years from law school,
You're young. You're so young out of law school.
right? Just barely out of law school.
Just barely. That's great though. Mazel tov. Where did you go?
Michigan.
In Michigan. Got it. Great area. Fantastic school.
Which is actually a fantastic school for Jews. There's a lot of Jews who go to Michigan.
Oh yeah.
So you'd think they'd be a little more.
Understanding about those things, but
Yep.
no. And did Bria go there also?
She
or?
did, that's how we met.
That's how you met. Perfect. Rock on. Awesome. Gee, I just met my husband by chance at a Yom Ha'atzmaut gathering, and then that was it.
There you go.
That was the end of that. So.
We had lunch at, like the law school orientation. They were sat at a bunch of tables on the lawn and we sat together.
Oh,
Just
that's
kind of random.
oh, just random. Just
Yeah,
worked out. You didn't have to worry about any online stuff. Everything was laid out for you.
Yeah, no, they just grab a seat, grab a table, and there she was sitting at the table.
Ta-da! And how many
Yep.
years are you guys married now?
We have been married, this will be 15.
Mazel tov.
And,
Good for you. That is awesome. We just did 16 years actually. So just a little bit ahead, but not by much. It's all about the relationship. The number of years is just, what it is.
We graduated law school and then immediately got married, so.
Oh, great. And did you move here right away? Oh, no, you were in
No, we
LA,
were in
I
California,
remember.
yeah.
California.
We went out there.
Whoa. Well, that's a big change from here.
Yep.
Glad you're back, though.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
We're glad you're here.
Yep.
Want to go get a little nosh?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
go grab a little nosh. I'm going to grab my stuff, and I'll see you out there.